Hello viewers, welcome to Mojo for Industry, India's first mobile journalism platform for industry. Panasonic Life Solutions India, a fully owned subsidiary of Japanese giant Panasonic Corporation, is one of the fastest growing, fast moving electrical goods companies in India, having a very strong position in B2C segment. In 2019, the company ventured into B2B space as well and soon crossed rupees 400 crore mark in financial year 2019-20. Today, in this episode of Industry Unplugged, we have Mr. Ajay Saraf, Senior Vice President and Head Project Business Panasonic Life Solutions India with us to share more details about how Panasonic is going to strengthen its position in the Indian market. Welcome, Mr. Saraf.
Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Panasonic is a globally renowned brand in B2C segment. How would you like to assess the entry of Panasonic into B2B business?
Panasonic is a global organization, a technology-driven company having revenues in excess of $75 billion. It is also a Fortune 500 company currently pegged at 153rd position. So it's a big organization. Globally, if you see, Panasonic Corporation is a B2B oriented organization, and almost 60% of the revenues are generated in this from this vertical. In India, the situation or the story is slightly different. In Panasonic, India, Life Solutions has predominantly been a dominant B2C organization, doing exceedingly well both in top lines as well as bottom lines year on year. They have been doing a fantastic job. At the same time, the world-class technology-based products and solutions that Panasonic Life Solutions globally has in their portfolio. Now, to position those products and technologies with Indian customers, it was imperative for us to create this B2B vertical. And we found it is absolutely must. And here we are in front of you. We started this B2B operations full-fledged in the year 2019. And I can say it has been a moonstruck for us since then. It has been absolutely, very challenging. But, I think we were, all of us, the teams we have are all satisfied with the performance. Let me also share with you the potential of B2B business in India is really, really big. It's humongous, I would say. And the growths that we are experiencing in the market and the growths that we have also achieved last 1 or 2 years are really stupendous. We would certainly like to be a part of the journey and contribute towards India's growth as well. These points which I mentioned to you, they confluenced at one point and really allured us to go hammer and tongs into B2B space. All I can say, the decision that we had taken a couple of years back to venture into this B2B space, it was a very wise decision taken by the management.
In the B2B business, what makes you different from your competitors?
First and foremost, I think it is the basket of products and solutions that we are offering to our customers. Right from start, right from the excavation stage till the time the project gets handed over, at each and every stage, there's an offering, and the offering is with choices. It's not that we have only one product and that we are pitching to the customer. We have plethora of choices for the customer to cherry pick. We are kind of one-stop shop for the customer, which is the need of an hour for any client. And we come up to the expectations of the customers hands down, right? Moreover, the offerings are from the house of Panasonic Life Solutions, which is a guarantee in itself when it comes to the quality of the product, service, and so on and so forth. That's point number one. Point number two, which would I like to further elucidate, is basically the technology-based innovation global company. So we are a technology-based company. It's a global organization. It's a multinational organization. So that is point number two for us. Point number three, which is also very, very important, is the speed to market is fantastic. It's really good. Whether it is related to products, whether it is related to, customer reach, bringing in technologies and innovations, I think it's fantabulous. It's really very nice. And of course, for new organizations, which are like 2 years, 3 years in the space, and they're fighting biggies who are there in the space for maybe 7 years, 10 years, 15 years for a really large organization. I think decisiveness is something which is very, very important for any budding organization. And this decisiveness, that means taking decisions with speed, informed decisions, of course. But speed of taking decisions is something which is very, very important for any budding organization. And let me tell you, this flows in our blood, right?
You mentioned that Panasonic would like to be a one-stop shop for B2B customers. Would you like to talk about some of your specialized areas in the B2B space? And also, what are the sectors that are going to drive your growth in the B2B business?
The existing space where we are currently operating, which is building segments or government projects, or for that matter, commercial buildings, the growth potential as such is phenomenal. We are still at the infancy stage and we are taking bigger and bigger strides. So I personally believe remaining in this sector at this point in time will be very, very important for us. And we will be putting more efforts in this space, whether it is in the form of product introductions, technologies, infrastructure enhancement, and so on and so forth. And the aim will be to grab a bigger piece of the pie. That is the aim for us at this point in time. So these sectors where we are currently operating in, we will be continuing putting more energies, more focus in those sectors. And I can see good amount of potential, first of all, and good amount of growth will come to us. That's point number one. Then on top of this, there are a couple of new technologies, new technology-based products and solutions like EV chargers. We have smart lighting solutions that we have. We have solar, I know, which we have started pitching in India with Indian customers, and especially in the government sector, right? As the investment plans by Government of India are really, really big, and we have seen reasonable amount of success coming to us. So these are a couple of sectors where we are really focused, and we see, and what is also very important, these new technologies which we are introducing in India will make us future ready. First of all, will create a big space for us vis-a-vis competition, and is going to immensely aid towards our future growth in the future. That's what I perceive.
So what sort of growth you target?
All I would say at this point in time is we are doing pretty well, and we are growing by leaps and bounds. I'm sure we'll be maintaining the same kind of growth, first of all, if not better than in coming months and coming years. I believe, to be very honest with you, we should be growing by higher double digits this year as well. And since we are still at a beginning, we're just 2 years old. So growth is in any case inevitable. That is going to come. We have the right products, we have the right solutions, we have the right technologies, we have the right manpower. That's something which is very, very important. We have a fantastic team. So I don't see getting these double-digit growths is really a big problem. Each product, each PU has its own market share. Like, for example, wiring devices, if I talk about wiring devices, fondly they are known as switches, right? And we have a beautiful range, a fantabulous range that we have in the portfolio. So there we are market leaders in India. We enjoy a market share of almost 38% plus. Similarly, can we ape it in other areas, in other verticals like wires and switch gears and lighting? That is something which remains to be seen. And we are very, very clear in our approach and the task that is at hand. And I'm sure, I'm quite confident that, the market shares that we are talking about in terms of wiring devices, we should be able to attain the same kind of, we are aspiring for those kind of market shares. But to start with, yes, we are trying to be slightly above 10% in next 1 or 2 years' time.
You said that you have a right team to meet your target. Do you have adequate capacity to achieve the targeted double-digit growth as well?
To take care of such growths, we have to be actually ready, whether it is in terms of production enhancements, whether it is introducing innovative products and solutions and so on and so forth. We have to be ready in each and every sector, in each and every area. As of now, we have 7 manufacturing plants in India, which are running to full capacity. And we are also coming up with one more state-of-the-art factory, which is coming down south in Sri City, which is in Andhra Pradesh. We are investing almost 600 crores there. In fact, it's about to get commissioned in the next couple of months. So this new factory will take care of our growth aspirations for the near future. Beyond that, I can't say anything at this point in time, but at least 2, 3, 4 years will be taken care of.
Talking about the new production unit which is going to come up in Sri City in Andhra Pradesh, what are the products you are going to produce there?
We will be producing wiring devices, which means switches, because we are growing, the growth speed is very, very high. So that is the first product which we are going to put up there. We are coming up with wires, fans, and as we go along, maybe other products also at the same time. But to start with, these are the 3 areas, 3 product categories which are going to get produced there. And exports, we are into exports also at the same time. But the main focus of the organization today is Indian operations and Indian business and Indian market, which is really, really big, and it is growing also at the same time.
So, Mr. Saraf, at this juncture, what are some of your long and short-term objectives to achieve?
First and foremost, I would like to talk about is to be the most preferred brand by our customers. Now the customer means an architect, the customer means a PMC or a specifier or an end user. We would like to be in thick of the things with these guys. The most preferred brand by our customers. That's something which resonates always in my mind, right? That's the first thing we will be doing. We would like to get in touch with the customers, more and more customers, because we have a lot of things to talk about. We have a lot of technologies to talk about. And today, some of them may not be totally abreast of what Panasonic's Life Solutions is having in the portfolio. So that is something which is very, very important. The moment we do it, eventually number is it's a game. If we have the right process in place, the numbers will get delivered automatically. That's the way I think. I don't see people talking much about it, when it comes to the clear goals. But for me and for my team and for the organization, we are very clear. Unless you have a great team, and especially when you are at a budding stage, you will not be able to create any differentiation in the marketplace. And let me tell you, last 2 years, we have taken a lot of interest in this area. And today the team is it's like competitors envy and our pride kind of, right? So I'm really proud of my team. The way we have made forays into different sectors where we are planning, which was already, planned, in the sense means that we will be working these couple of 4-5 sectors basis are, advantages or the capabilities and the capacities. I think teams are doing a beautiful job. So that is one area which I term a short-term goal. So we are working on that, and in most of the cases, the success has already kissed our feet. I talk about the long term. We are very clear again. We have aspirations to cross revenues of 10 billion INR by 2025 in B2B vertical. So that's going to be very challenging, of course, but I see it happening. I have a firm belief that by 2025, this number will be surpassing. We would like to be certainly the vanguard of new technology introductions in India. We would like to be the first ones to bring these technologies. And we are not experimenting with Indian customers, right? These technologies are already there with us in Japan. It's just a matter of technology transfer and going local for local, because we want to, whatever technologies we are going to bring in, whatever products we are going to come up with, we want Indian customers to use it. So we need to be very competitive also at the same time. It should be soft on the pocket of the customers. That's something which is very, very important. So we would certainly aspire to be the vanguards of new technology introductions in India. That goes without saying. Last but not the least is top 3 B2B companies in India in terms of value and market share in all the BUs. It's a big organization with a lot of products. So as I mentioned, wiring devices are already number 1. So we need to replicate in other areas also at the same time in other BUs.
When you talk of 10 billion INR or 1,000 crore rupees by 2025, which segment within the B2B vertical will drive your growth?
As I mentioned, the business, the space where we are currently working, right? That in itself is humongous. The potential is humongous. I mentioned government projects, commercial buildings, building segments means, builder flats and so on and so forth. The growth is phenomenal. It's really big, really big. We will be putting all our efforts, as I mentioned, in this space with the new products, the new technologies, the solutions that we have, and I'm sure will be triumph. So as I mentioned, these 4-5 sectors are really going to bring us a lot of and big growth in coming months and years.
Now that you wish to be a preferred brand for B2B customers, having a kind of extensive reach within the market and elevate yourself within the top 3 brands, what are the actions being taken at your end to achieve all these targets?
You need basically extensive reach. See, you already have a product. You already have a technology. You have right royal teams in front of you working with you in the marketplace. The reception by the customer and by the market is also overwhelming. It's really good. So when all these things are in place, it's just a matter of time, because we are just, as I mentioned, we're just 2 years old, and we have crossed a revenue of almost 420 crores, right, in just 2 years' time. The speed at which we are growing is phenomenal. And with all these things in place, which I mentioned just now, I don't see any reason why we should not be growing the way or the aspirations that we have. We should be, in fact, meeting those aspirations well before time, before 2025.
Before concluding, would you like to convey any message to your B2B customers?
My message to my customers, to the audience will be PLS, which is Panasonic Life Solutions India, is here to bring in the right technology products and solutions to our Indian B2B customers. That's very clear. For them to experience it and use it to make their lives easy and comfortable. That's something which is very, very important. That's the direction we are working towards. Especially and specifically keeping in mind the price competitiveness, which is absolutely must, right? Best of the quality which we are going to offer, and especially keeping in mind make in India drive. So these are a couple of things where we are very, very clear and we are working towards it. And we are here to stay. We have huge investments done in India. We are growing by leaps and bounds. We have technologies, and Indian market is hungry, right? Indian market is hungry for good quality products, technological innovations, new technologies, and of course, everything at a competitive price. So that is the agenda we have, and we are working, in that direction. And I'm sure, success has to kiss our feet as it has been happening in the last 2 years.
So thank you, Mr. Ajay Saraf, for being on our show today and explaining how Panasonic Life Solutions plans to scale new height in B2B market segment. With that, it's wrap up today's Industry Unplugged with Mr. Ajay Saraf, Senior Vice President and Head Project Business, Panasonic Life Solutions India. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you.
Please don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon. Also, to access industry news on the go, visit our website www.mojaforindustry.com. Goodbye.